Ruth Gibbins, Liam Payne's older sister, issued a heartfelt apology through a deeply emotional social media post following the shocking death of the former One Direction star. Her tribute, shared on Instagram, revealed the depth of pain and helplessness she felt as she reflected on her brother's life and untimely passing. Liam Payne, known to millions worldwide for his rise to fame as one-fifth of the globally successful band One Direction, died on a tragic Wednesday, leaving fans, friends, and family shattered. In the wake of the tragedy, Gibbons struggled to come to terms with the loss, and her message underscored the immense sorrow gripping those closest to him. "I don't believe this is happening," Ruth Gibbins began in her heartbreaking post. The disbelief in her words conveyed the shock and devastation that only a sibling who had lost a cherished brother could understand. The sense of disbelief was palpable, not just because of the unexpectedness of the loss, but also because it was Liam, a figure who, to the outside world, was larger than life. He was adored for his charm, musical talent, and vibrant personality, yet behind the public persona was a man grappling with deep personal struggles. Ruth's words were not just an expression of grief, but also a reflection on the complicated, fragile nature of her brother's existence. Ruth fondly reminisced about Liam's sense of humor, noting, "No one could ever make me laugh as much as him." This simple sentence was laden with the memories of countless moments they had shared as siblings, moments that now felt so distant. In the wake of his death, every memory became more precious, more significant, and the laughter they shared stood as a testament to the bond they had. "Doing his impressions always had me creasing," she recalled, illustrating how Liam, even in his darkest moments, had an innate ability to lift those around him. Ruth highlighted his playful nature and how much joy he found in making others laugh, something fans around the world had also witnessed in interviews, behind-the-scenes clips, and countless public appearances. Ruth went on to share cherished memories that gave a glimpse into their lives away from the spotlight. She recounted the simple yet meaningful times they spent together, often in the quiet moments after the whirlwind of Liam's One Direction concerts. "I used to love picking him up from work when it all started," she wrote. "This wasn't just about being a big sister taking her little brother home, it was about being there for him in the midst of his meteoric rise to fame, grounding him when life became overwhelming." She spoke of the drives after concerts, where they would speed away from venues as Liam eagerly shared new music. It wasn't just a car ride, it was their special time, a brief respite from the chaos of fame, a space where Liam could let his guard down and simply be himself. "Liam loved 1D, he loved his brothers, and we talked about it so much," Ruth revealed. The weight of those words cannot be overstated. One Direction was more than just a band to Liam. It was a brotherhood, a second family. Despite the challenges that came with being in one of the world's most famous boy bands, it was clear that Liam's connection to his bandmates, Harry Styles, Niall Horan, Louis Tomlinson, and Zayn Malik, was profound. He loved the music they created together and cherished the memories they made. Ruth's account of how Liam would play unreleased tracks for her highlighted not only his passion for music but also his desire to share the joy it brought him with those he loved. Their mini 1D concerts, as Ruth affectionately described them, were symbolic of the bond they shared, a bond that transcended the trappings of fame. As Ruth's post continued, the tone shifted to one of regret and sorrow, as she touched on Liam's personal struggles that had become increasingly public over the past few years. "I don't feel this world was good enough or kind enough to you," she wrote, alluding to the intense scrutiny and pressures that Liam had faced. For fans who adored him, it was a heartbreaking acknowledgement of the toll that fame and public life had taken on him. The world often sees celebrities through a lens of admiration, but what is often hidden behind the curtain is the emotional toll of living life in the spotlight. Ruth's words offered a raw and honest perspective on Liam's battles with mental health and the unrelenting pressures he faced as he tried to navigate his way through a world that could often be harsh and unforgiving. "You just wanted to be loved and to make people happy with your music," Ruth continued, hinting at the deep-seated insecurities that Liam struggled with throughout his life. The desire to be loved is a universal human experience, but for Liam, that longing was magnified by the enormity of his fame. Despite his success, it was clear that he wrestled with feelings of inadequacy, always questioning whether he was good enough. Ruth's poignant message reflected the tragedy of a man who gave so much to the world through his music yet never truly felt the love he deserved. "I hope you can now see this outpouring of love that you never received in your time," she added, a painful reminder of how, all too often, it's only after someone is gone that the magnitude of their impact is fully realized. One of the most heart-wrenching moments of Ruth's tribute came when she spoke about Liam's young son, Bear. Just 7 years old, Bear was now without his father, a loss that will undoubtedly shape his life in ways that are difficult to comprehend. Ruth promised to take care of Bear, writing, "He will always know how incredible his dad is." The bond between a father and son is sacred, and Ruth's promise was a testament to her commitment to keeping Liam's memory alive for his son. She reassured her brother that Bear would always know how much his father idolized him, a sentiment that was both heartbreaking and comforting. In those words, there was a sense of duty, of love, and of the enduring legacy that Liam leaves behind through his son. Ruth's apology to Liam, "I'm sorry I couldn't save you," was perhaps the most gut-wrenching aspect of her message. It was a sentiment rooted in the helplessness that often accompanies the loss of a loved one, especially when that loss comes as a result of struggles with mental health and addiction. Pain of knowing that someone you love was suffering and feeling powerless to stop it is a burden that many people who have lost loved ones to similar circumstances carry with them. Ruth's final words, "Love you, oh how my heart misses you," captured the depth of her grief, a grief that will undoubtedly stay with her for the rest of her life. Her tribute concluded with a plea, one that seemed to transcend the boundaries between life and death. "One last time, I need you to know I'm here if you need anything. I'd drive to the end of the universe to bring you back." It was a sentiment that so many who have lost loved ones to tragic circumstances can relate to, the overwhelming desire to turn back time, to do anything to bring that person back, to offer one last gesture of love and support. But tragically, life doesn't offer such opportunities, and Ruth's words were a painful reminder of the finality of death. Ruth's post was accompanied by a series of photos of her and Liam, capturing moments of joy, love, and sibling connection. These images, shared with her followers, offered a window into the personal relationship they shared, one that was filled with affection and laughter despite the challenges Liam faced in his public life. In sharing these moments, Ruth invited the world into their shared history, allowing fans and loved ones alike to witness the depth of their bond. As the world processed the shock of Liam's passing, Ruth's post was one of many tributes that poured in from friends, family, and fans. Liam Payne had touched the lives of millions through his music, but for those who knew him personally, his loss was not just the loss of a talented musician, but the loss of a brother, a father, and a friend. His family, including his other older sister Nicola Payne, were left to grapple with the grief of losing someone they had loved so deeply.